Welcome to the channel, and today we are going to talk about personal space in marriage. It's the one thing that most wives report us to not having. Fortunately for the men, they do have the space. So if this is something you'd like to listen to, please listen to the end, leave a comment, like, and do not forget to subscribe. Before you met your husband or your wife, you were a person by yourself. You used to do things. There are things you used to love. You had hobbies. You had friends. You were a person by yourself. So that in itself is the first reason as to why you should have your personal space. Because just because you're married does not mean you have no life outside of the marriage. Second thing, you guys will be happier when you give each other personal space. Because you have the freedom to do the things you enjoy, it gives you room to breathe. Number three, it will help you to avoid suffocating each other. Too much of anything is not a good thing. And like we say, some distance creates fondness. You can reflect, you just appreciate. Maybe you miss them more, you appreciate your spouse more. The other thing, it builds your communication and your trust between you and your partner. Why? Because then you are, by giving each other space, it means you're okay with this other person going and doing stuff without you there. It means you're able to communicate your needs. If it's something that you don't agree with, it's something that you can both talk about and agree. Why won't people allow each other space? And for most of the people, it is not the women who struggle with it is the men who struggle with it. First thing, it is a trust issue in a relationship, because you're feeling, if I let my wife go and do her thing, then it is putting a risk in our relationship. Or maybe she will go and discover things there that I don't want her to discover. You're also saying you don't trust that they are solid in the relationship. You don't have that trust in your relationship. So first, you must identify the issue is not space. First, the issue is a trust issue. Number two, it could also be a controlling issue. So are you a controlling person? You want things done the way you want them done by the time you want them done. So if you're keeping tabs on your wife or on your husband and you're just controlling, this is also the reason why you're not able to give them space. Number three, you don't believe in yourself. Ujiamini, because if you trusted in yourself, you know you are a good enough man, you're a good enough wife for your partner, then it does not matter what they go and see out there. Whether they go and find other guys who are more successful, who have more money, you believe in yourself and you believe in what you're bringing into the relationship as enough and solid enough to make sure that even if your partner goes out there, they're not going to get something that you're not giving them. It could also be that how you were parented is influencing your relationship. Now, and this is important if you're a parent or you're going to be a parent. You have to be very, very careful of your parenting style. So if you grew up in an environment where it was very warm and nurturing, then giving space is not an issue, because you understand that despite people having another life out there, they will still come back and it's fine. However, if you were raised in a situation where it was warm and cold from your primary caregiver, the person that was with you, it was hot and cold, yeah? Where when you need them there, they are not there, or in the way you need them, they are not there, then you get an attachment issue, which is very negative. So it makes you be very, very clingy to people. So that's why you'll find it difficult giving that space to your husband. And I know there are women who have that issue. If your guy goes out, you have an issue with that. You're always there calling them, calling their friends, texting his mother, doing stuff. You should give each other space. You will be happier. And I'm telling you, it is but you will be happier when you're both enjoying personal space than if you were having some every day. Trust me on that. So now you want to ask for your personal space, yeah? And I'm not speaking about personal space in the likes of this relationship is dying and you're asking for space. No, you're just asking for your time, your me time within the relationship, right? So there's two things that you should do or you should not do. Number one, do not be secretive about what are your plans, where are you going, what are you gonna do. The more secretive you are, the more difficult it will be for your spouse to give you time during your personal time, right? So you should be open and honest and say, I'll be going for a trip to Diani, and we're going with my friends. It's supposed to be a 3 days long trip, and we are planning to do one or two, three things. This is where we will be staying. Now, of course, you don't wake up today and you're going tomorrow, and that's when you're saying it, right? You say it, mapema. So for you, who has been informed of the plans, it is not now then you start calling this person all the time. You're just calling them, oh, mmefika wapi? Mnafanya nini? No, that is keeping tabs on your spouse, which is not right. When it's personal space, give them their personal space. Obviously, you can check up on them, but it is not checking up on them is not keeping tabs on someone, right? Just tell your partner how your personal space makes you happy. Tell them, when I go to a spa, I feel rejuvenated, and it frees up my mind and I'm not stressed. And when I come home, we can have a good time, right? Tell them, when I go for my dancing classes, this is what it makes me feel, and this is how even you gain from it. When I go to the boys and have a drink, this is what happens. I feel, rejuvenated. I feel happy. I feel excited. And then, when I come home, I'm a happy husband. Tell them, communicate, show them how it makes you happy. And we are assuming you're married or you're in a relationship with someone who is empathetic, who understands and feels you and understands your feelings and where you are mentally. So that conversation would not be it cannot go well with someone who is controlling or a narcissist, or has issues with empathy, or that kind of thing. Yeah, so I'm assuming you're both in a healthy state. So you cannot say me time is you going out for drinks every day after work. After 5 p.m. you go with your boys, you have drinks, you come home in the wee hours of the night, Monday to Friday, or then the weekend you take it up again. You're out of the house early, you're out with the boys, you've gone. Sunday you're just sleeping because you're hanging, you're nursing hangovers. That would be an example of a bad habit. It is not me time. That is not even me time. That's just selfishness and harming your relationship. And the same would go for women. So maybe I find the example of, like, you're too much into your friends, that you're spending all your time with your friends or with your other social networks, that it influences your marriage or your relationship negatively. So just be careful that me time does not turn into bad habits that end up ruining your relationship. It is safe to say that the secret to the secret to a relationship is personal space. And if you're having an issue with personal space, the issue is not the space or the activity. The issue is that you don't trust each other. That when someone is out there, they're doing the right thing. You have no trust in your relationship. So you'd rather address the trust issue first, then the personal space will come. Otherwise, you will keep on butting heads. People will feel controlled. You will feel like you're drowning in the relationship. You'll feel, smoothed by the relationship, and it won't end well. So if you want quality relationships, a healthy marriage, an enjoyable marriage, that is the goal. Yeah, it's not just to be married and you're complaining, to be in a relationship and you're complaining. You want to enjoy the relationship. You want to thrive in the relationship. Give each other personal space. For women, please be on the lookout. You forget yourselves. We forget ourselves a lot, and we end up not having a lot of our times, because aside from your husband, your boyfriend, maybe you have children, maybe you have relatives that you're taking care of, you have a job, you have a house that needs to be cleaned. It's crazy. And we know how in the African Kenyan context, we know how things go. Yeah, the duties are to the woman mostly. That is the truth of the matter. So be conscious of that and realize that the more time you take for yourself, the more healthy your relationship will be, the more strong your marriage will be. Then when you're given the space, people, do not go and misbehave. Do the right thing. So thank you for watching, guys. Always a pleasure. I hope I have shared something that will help you in your relationship. Remember to subscribe if you have not. Leave a comment, like down below. Until next time, see you guys.